Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Stand. Fresh off of a win against Everton. We're going to be discussing lots today, to be fair. Ten Hag ball seems to be in full effect, and I'm loving it. I can't lie to you guys. I'm absolutely loving it. Well, it was a great bounce back win, obviously, after the disappointing, should we say, game against Manchester City. Not only, yes, we were probably expected to lose that game, but it's not just that. It was the performance as well. It wasn't there, and we were demolished. Let's be real, we were demolished. Mark says, with our investment, fourth should be a C grade, third a B grade, second an A. My question is, with Chelsea and Liverpool dropping off, is second place a genuine target? Quickly to cover that, I appreciate the super chat. In my opinion, I don't think obviously top four is almost a dream for me at this point. I just think there's a lot better teams in the league than than us currently, and I just don't think it's. I mean, maybe there's a long old season left to go, but yeah, in my opinion, I just don't think top four is a possibility. But guys, we're going to be getting into lots of different kind of comments. There's not so much news to get into today in terms of maybe like transfers and speculation and such, but there's a lot of obviously ground we can cover on yesterday's game. Obviously, you guys get your comments down in the comments section as well about obviously the game and the comments that I'm going to kind of dissect into right now. We can go to Lindelof's comments. I believe he did an interview after the game and kind of dissect these because I like basically going into various players and obviously the manager's comments, because I think it's very interesting. Obviously, they're obviously going to praise the players after the win and everything like that. So, but just quickly, I do actually, obviously, I see you guys are commenting on it in the comment section as well about Mwepu. It's obviously, it's really disappointing to obviously see that he's had to retire due to I think it's a heart condition or something that's been discovered. He's only 24. So yeah, it's obviously very disappointing, but I just wanted to obviously send my an hour as United Stands condolences towards him. It's obviously a very sad situation, but hopefully he'll be all right in the future. But now we've touched on that, as I say, morning everyone. Thanks to everyone who's being kind. Everyone who's not, bagger off. But right, yeah, we can get into Lindelof's comments, obviously. Basically, obviously saying, here we go. It's always difficult to play here at Everton. We showed character to get back into the game. And I think in the first half in particular, we played good football. In the second half, we did it again. Show of character to take 3 points. On this first point for me, obviously, I didn't actually realise how good Everton were kind of defensively and everything before the game. I didn't realise that they were quite as basically good defensively, as I said, as they are. I just don't think that kind of people are putting not necessarily the respect that's needed on Frank Lampard's name as such, but he's turned them around. He's made some half decent signings. I think they had the best defense. I'm not sure now, obviously, but I think they had the best defense in the Premier League, or defensive record, should I say, in the Premier League beforehand, and were on like a 7-game in all competitions. I don't know if it was a win streak or just hadn't lost. So I think in my opinion, it was. I mean, look, it was vital that we went and got the result. And I think Lindelof's comment, obviously saying, we showed character to get back into the game in the first half, and I completely agree with him with that. I think, and it's something that I think Ten Hag touches on as well, and we'll get on into his comments shortly. Is that it's not something that you see very often from a Manchester United side. Is kind of going 1-0 down and then showing a little bit of fight and a little bit of character. It's not something that we usually do, right? And I don't think. Well, no. Look, I'm just very glad that we've won this game of football. I think we did play quite well. Realistically, I do think that we could have probably done a lot better in terms of the goals that were scored. I feel like we could have scored a lot more goals, the chances that are created. But look, I just don't think these players are used to creating as many chances and being in front of goal so much. And look, they're not quite proper clear cut opportunities. I don't think it's fair to say we should have battered Everton. I think they put on a good defensive performance, and as I said, Frank Lampard has got them defending, compact and in a good way. That he's he's basically got Everton playing how probably maybe not as good as they used to, but if not a lot better than last season. But Lindelof does go on to say it was very difficult. They have good players. They are dangerous from corners. It was important to stay focused to hold on, which we managed to do. And this is also one thing. And I think it was actually. Was it Everton we played? I'm not sure if it was last season or the season before, where I think we were drawing, and Twanzebe. Was it Everton? I'm pretty sure it was Everton, and because I remember Ben Godfrey giving it to our fans or something like that. But they obviously scored. I think it was Calvert-Lewin or something scored in like the last minute, and I think they went on to beat us. And yeah, it's just great to, as much as the last 20 minutes we could have played a lot better football, but it's just great that we obviously grind out the result and ultimately. I mean, the stats in the first half, I think we had something like 70% possession or something like that. It's incredible. Sean Hilferty, thank you for being a member for 4 months, my friend. Really, really appreciate it. Morning, guys. Morning, everyone. If you're just joining us, I appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe. It really does help us out. We've obviously just hit 1.5 million subscribers. Me personally, I just want to say a big thank you for that as well. Obviously tweeted out, I haven't been here long, but I've loved every minute of it, and it's great. It's great that you guys, or some of you guys, show me some support. The others not so much. But Lindelof then does obviously say we want to dominate games with the ball, and that's what we did in the first half. As I said, the stats do show that in terms of possession, etc. We could have kept the ball a bit more in the second half, but Everton played well and put us under pressure. The important thing is to take the 3 points. And I mean, to round off Lindelof's comments there, I do agree with him. I do think that I just think personally, overall, obviously, it's a huge 3 points for Manchester United, right? And I, in my predictions, in our little group chat, we do predictions every game, and I personally predicted a 1-1 draw. I didn't think it was going to be a win. In all honesty, after the performance against Man City, I didn't really see any way that we were going to win this game of football. In all honesty, after that performance, and it's brilliant, really. It is just, what are we? Obviously, we're 5 wins and 3 losses now, I think it is, or something like that. So I think at the end of the day, it's a good 3 points. It's a good first half performance, and then we played all right for the next probably 15, 20 minutes, and then we obviously had our backs against it. And obviously, I mean, we're going to try and touch on the Rashford incident. Obviously, the handball, as you like to say. I can't keep up with the handball rule. I'll be honest with you. I have not a clue, no idea. But I think for me, the overall arching thing that Lindelof's obviously saying is, and personally, I'm not sure what you guys think. I think that Lindelof had an all right game. I think that, yes, obviously Varane, Martinez head and shoulders above any other centre half that we have, but I think I'd have him over Maguire every day. I think he offers a lot more than Maguire, and he's a little bit better. But I mean, as soon as, obviously, it was great to see Varane come on for his little minute cameo or 30-second cameo. So it's unbelievable to see him back. We'll move on to Ten Hag's comments now, and there's a lot to dissect into here, and a lot of branches to go off onto. So I think for me, obviously, and he's going to touch on a lot of points that kind of I've already discussed. So he's saying quickly 1-0 down, but the reaction of the team is good. That's one of our aims, to respond well to setbacks. And as I said, guys, this is something that Manchester United haven't really shown for the majority of. I don't even know. But Manchester United were always known for, not necessarily this was a big comeback, right? But and Bill Gottlieb saying should have won 4-1, Rashford and Casemiro chances. We will dissect into them. Yes, I agree with you. Casemiro should have scored that header. But I think for me, the fact with Ten Hag obviously reiterating that, as much as it's 3 points, it's the character shown, and I love the fact that as soon as Varane came on, I think there was obviously a few corners, maybe a free kick to defend and stuff. And he comes on and they're making clearances and he's rallying the troops. He's rallying everyone. And I love it. I just love the team spirit. And obviously I don't want to say you want to write the Man City game off because of how we probably obviously were written off anyway. but the performance is the thing which I can't overlook at the Man City game. And obviously there will be times where we might not obviously lose in that magnitude, but we won't put the performance in, and we might still win. But you gotta trust in this Ten Hag process that he's drilling into the players. And I think that we saw lots of pressing in the first half, especially. It's something that I enjoy seeing, is pressing from the front, that want and willing to go and win that ball back if you've lost it, or in the transition you want to go and win that football. It shows unbelievable kind of willing and want to win. I think it's great. Ten Hag also goes on to say, in the first half we were pressing well. As I said, Everton did not come out, and it was difficult for them to get a lot of crosses in. We didn't allow them, and I'm happy with that. Now, this is obviously one thing and I'm not going to claim to be a really good footballer by any stretch of the imagination, but I do, or I do actually, or I don't play football anymore. But I used to play football, and I'd like to say that I know kind of the tactics side quite well in that sense. So it's very good when, and this is why I like to listen and kind of read the comments of the manager and players in interviews, because they do sometimes obviously cover the tactics side and stuff. And he's saying that we didn't allow them to get crosses in, and we played. It was great at one point. We proper pinned them back into their half, and we had Martinez and Lindelof obviously playing on the halfway line, or even further than the halfway line, and then Dalot and Shaw. What a game Shaw had, by the way. Shaw pushing right on and looking to obviously create chances. Dalot, I don't think, had probably one of his worst games this season, but he's obviously set pretty high standards for himself. But yeah, I mean, it's great to see kind of Ten Hag's comments on the basically what it seems like is what he's doing in training, and what he's drilling into these guys in training, is that he's wanting these guys to perform well and show the fans what they're about. And they're actually not 100% of the game, but I'd say a good 70-80% of last night's game was Ten Hag ball, as the thumbnail says. And I think it's great to see. Ten Hag also goes on to say Casemiro will anticipate quickly, and we saw during the game how important he is, winning a lot of balls. He also played the ball for Ronaldo. He grew into the game, and this is obviously something I want to touch on as well, is Casemiro. What you guys think about him? I think, look, when he gave that ball away and they obviously went and scored, I thought, oh my God, it's just going to be one of those days. It's always Manchester United. And I think Mark said it rightly, is everyone seems to just score a worldie, or some form of worldie passing play happens. And I just don't get it. Alex Iwobi, yeah, who was a meme for many years, that Everton bought him from Arsenal for what? I don't know what it was. Was it like 30 million or something? And now he's playing centre mid, and he's scoring bangers against us, and it was honestly laughable. But, and this is what I said on the forum last night, it's great to see, because a lot of players would have done what I'm about to say. A lot of players would have hid after they mucked up. A lot of players would have gone, that's not ideal. Like, I've given the ball away. What was it? First 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something. I've given the ball away. They've gone and scored. Let me just make the easy pass, etc. Amanda, would you rather play Varane? Would you prefer Varane or Bruno for captain? In my opinion, I think Varane should be our captain, Amanda. Appreciate the super chat. But yeah, as I mean, Jay saying it was a screamer. It was a great goal. It was a great goal. You can't really fault it. You can't fault De Gea. I mean, what could he do? It was just it was probably I think, was it Anthony who played the ball back to Casemiro or something? And I mean, maybe not a great pass. And obviously, Casemiro was kind of unfortunate to kind of miss out. And it's little things like that. And again, I've said this on the fan forum. It's little things like that where, and not every player will keep the ball 100% pass completion, ball retention, everything like that. Not everyone's going to be able to do that, right? But there's certain things, like in that situation, he just needs to check his shoulder. And then it's the times where he probably shouldn't or isn't expected to lose the ball when he does, which is a little bit disappointing. But yeah, for me, I think I think he had a great game personally. I don't think, for me, he wasn't man of the match. I think Luke Shaw was probably man of the match for me. I think he was great defensively, and it was good to see him obviously back and looking fit. But yeah, I mean, as I said about hiding, he had a great game, and he should have scored that header. And yeah, I think he almost got a nosebleed from being that far up the pitch. It was great to see him that far up the pitch, and he really should have buried that header. It's disappointed to see it. Would have been good to see him get his first United goal. I'm pretty sure he doesn't score many goals, but I think you can see he's vital and can be even more pivotal in the way that we can play, or Ten Hag wants to play football. I think he's honestly what he offers in midfield. The screening, just little things that people don't see and don't understand, which I think he even, he's very well respected within kind of the football community. And you guys, I know you guys are going to respect him, but even I just think that he's still, or certain aspects of his game still very much go underappreciated. And it's not just him. Obviously, a lot of holding midfielders and defenders don't get kind of TV time and screen time. So I think it's just difficult for players to, or people, sorry, to appreciate what certain things players do, and even just the things of reading the game. And I just think he controls the game so well. The passes. There was actually one point which reminded me exactly of the Brentford game where De Gea passes, the situation where De Gea passed the ball into Ericsson. He then tried to play the ball. I think I might have been out to Delo, and they obviously went on and scored. It was literally the same situation, but the ball went into Casemiro, and I thought, oh God, here we go. He's gonna, something's gonna go wrong here, almost like PTSD flashbacks. And then he picks out a ball that I don't even think that our player was on the television screen. Like, we couldn't even see it. It wasn't out to Delo. I'm pretty sure it was out to Anthony. He missed Delo out and went right round the corner, and it's unbelievable to see it. And a lot of people, again, as I say, won't appreciate this his footballing capabilities, and it's a shame to see. But no, it was obviously great to see him have a really good game. And although for me, I mean, not that he shouldn't have been man of the match, I think it was between him and Shaw for me. I would have just given it to Shaw, but again, it's great to see in his, what was that his first was that his first full 90 minutes, or did he play 90 minutes against in the Europa League? I can't remember, in all honesty. But in his first Premier League 90 minutes, I'm pretty sure anyway, he gets man of the match. So I'm pretty sure it shows, what he's kind of capable of. But yeah, I mean, look, and I'm sure you guys have. I'm reading all your comments as they go past, and a lot of you are obviously saying, Casemiro was your man of the match, which I fully appreciate. He wasn't far off for me, but there's one player that I want to kind of transition onto now, and it's obviously Ten Hag's comments again. He kind of touches on Martial as well, the issues. He says, and I quote, "Martial had a problem in his back. He was important. We were happy with all the subs. Ronaldo got the winning goal, and Varane showed his importance with his organisation and heading capacity." We can dissect this in many ways. I mean, Martial played half an hour. Obviously got an assist. Probably should have scored as well, actually. That I'm thinking back to that little situation where he did a really good turn, actually, and then maybe just got the ball caught under his feet or couldn't get a shooting opportunity off. But look, I honestly, I think Martial is going to be pivotal to the way Ten Hag wants to play as well. I think he's going to be a great asset to us. I think he's only going to get better, and it's just such a shame. And I tweeted out last night when he went off that we all love him, but he is turning into a liability. It's just, I just don't understand. He had a fairly big kind of layoff, right? Don't forget, we didn't have a game. We didn't have a Premier League game. We obviously missed, was it Palace and Leeds? So that was 2 weeks, and then he was obviously off beforehand as well. So he had a fairly lengthy time off, and he's still, he actually, I think I was watching before the game, and he went off holding his hip or whatever, or that's what the commentators were saying. And I think it's just such a shame. As I say, he can be so pivotal. I think on his day, he's such a good player. I just think it's such a shame. I don't know what to say. It's just such a shame. That's all I can really say. Ronaldo obviously getting the winning goal, his 700th goal for club and country. Unbelievable stat. It honestly true, and it was a good goal as well. It was a bloody good goal, to say the least. I think I think left foot, you know, uh, the situation where sometimes he gets put through on goal, and I can't lie to you, especially after the Ammonia game, I'm not totally convinced he's always going to score. Whereas, last season it was like, yeah, he'll score that. He'll score that. He'll score that. But, it was great to see him on the score sheet nonetheless. I think Sancho is done now. I don't see a way back. Let's sell and reinvest, says Charlie. Interesting, mate. Interesting. And obviously to go into Varane as well, obviously, I mean, off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly how long he played. But for me, yeah, I mean, he came on and, as I said earlier on, straight away, getting everyone into position. Is that 700 just for club? Oh my God, that's even better. That's even better. That's ridiculous. Appreciate it says 820 for club and country. This geezer is broken. Absolute broken. But yeah, as I said, Varane. Okay. I think a lead came out. Sorry, apologies for that. I think I was fiddling, and a lead came out. Apologies. But yeah, Varane, every game, in my opinion, that he can play, I think he needs to play. He's unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable player, and it's almost like a new signing this season. Ten Hag also goes on to say the ball can always come in. We should have scored already for a third, and then it was game over. That is the next step we have to make. Happy with the result, of course, and also for a lot of periods, happy with the performance. Now, this is actually one thing I want to go into as well, is the ruthlessness that Manchester United need to show, and they need to really take a leaf out of. I mean, look, Man City are putting minimum 3 goals past teams week in, week out now. Yeah, they might concede a few, right? But I mean, when they're scoring, 4, 5, 6 goals, it's unbelievable. And look, Manchester United, realistically, we're probably not good enough to be scoring, 5, 6 past teams week in, week out. But the chances that we create, we need to be more ruthless, and we need to be more clinical. Obviously, the Rashford situation is questionable, and I'm sure you guys all have an opinion on it. I will be giving my opinion shortly. As I said, I just think personally we just need to show that ruthlessness and aggression and proper, take the game to these. We go 1-0 down, and it's almost like when they score, it almost gives us the freedom to play football and go out there and express ourselves, and because we have almost like no pressure or something, we score. And yeah, and then when we go 2-1, it's like we just we don't really attack. We sit back a little bit. We're more content with playing the ball backwards. It's just take the game to them. Take the game to them, in my opinion. I'm not sure what you guys think, but yeah, I just think yeah, I understand Man City's a cheat code almost. It's like playing FIFA on sliders, isn't it? With sliders on, it's just excuse me, it's just unbelievable stuff. Ten Hag goes obviously to say we wanted a reaction from obviously the Man City defeat. We got it already in Cyprus, and we had to finish the week good, and we did. And this is obviously one thing I just want to quickly touch on, is obviously we have Ammonia on Thursday coming up, and I think this is a game which we should realistically, at home, we should be pumping this team a good 4-5, 6-0. Obviously, I mean, realistically, it shouldn't even depend on what kind of lineup we put out. We could put out bloody Phil Jones, Lindelof, Dubravka in goal. We could literally put out a second string, and we should be pumping these guys for 4 or 5-0. But we'll have to wait and see on that, obviously. I think the main overarching thing on Ten Hag's comments for me is obviously that I think he was really happy with not only the result, but the character and the will to go on and obviously come back from a losing position. I think he's obviously happy with the subs and everyone that came on and had an impact. I thought Ronaldo played well, in my opinion, personally, as well. I think yeah. Overall, guys, my personal opinion, that 3 points and that performance was important for the rest of the season, because it would have been quite easy for these players to hide again after getting absolutely battered against City. But I can also read another tweet which Ten Hag on Martial's injury, saying we have to wait. I can't diagnose. I don't think it's that big of a problem. He had an assist for the first goal. I'm happy with that. It was a setback for the team, but Ronaldo came in and made the winning goal. I'm happy with that. Now, look, guys, it's not a bad sub to have, right? It's not a bad sub to be able to bring Cristiano Ronaldo on, as much as he won't want to be doing that. But I think yeah, he's Martial played really well, in my opinion, for the 30 minutes. Obviously got an assist. Should have probably got a goal as well. Yes, I will be touching on David De Gea as well. I think David De Gea had a good game. I will be touching on that, Twisted Fate. Don't you worry, my friend. I think in my opinion, as I said, Martial needs to be playing, but yeah, it's obviously a shame. But let's touch on Cristiano Ronaldo. Unbelievable player. 700 club goals. I stand corrected, obviously, by the chat. 700. I think I saw in the chat it was like 816, including the international goals that he has. But unreal stats. I think, congratulations, and to end. Well, not end. He's not ending his goals. To get his 700th goal and obviously score it, in the winner for Manchester United. Is great for him. Unbelievable. Really, really, really good. And I think I don't want to see him go, because it's Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't want to see him leave, but I just think, in my opinion, and I don't know whether it'll be January. You never know. He might sit through January and he might really want to grind out the season with Manchester United. He might see more potential in the squad and the players, etc. But I just think I could honestly see him going in January, which is such a shame. It's such a shame, but I just think yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see, nonetheless, for me. I think yeah, it's a shame, really, that Cristiano Ronaldo is having to kind of be brought off the bench to score the winner, when for I don't know. I don't really know how to round that point off, in all honesty. It's a shame. It's a shame that he's having to sit on the bench, but it is what it is. And I just think Martial is probably, in Ten Hag's eyes, more pivotal towards the system. And I mean, look, the comments he's saying, he's clearly happy with Ronaldo, and yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good for him to get, if he plays again on Thursday, which I'm going to say he will. Martial obviously injured. Yeah, it'll be good for him to get a few goals in that game as well, which I'm sure he will. We can move on to De Gea's comments now, and obviously touch on the game that he had as well. Obviously, a lot of you guys are praising him in the comments. I do think he played really well. Almost came across sometimes as a little sweeper keeper. It was quite good. I enjoyed it. He came off his line. Good distribution, good passing out from the back. I mean, look, I'm not sure that, I still think that in the long run he might be holding Manchester United back in the sense that how Erik ten Hag wants to build from the back, etc. But I mean, when it comes to shot stopping, he had a great save for James Garner's. I'm not sure if it was a cross shot, whatever it was, but that opportunity that arose there, great save, took it right off Onana's head, or it was going in the back of the net, one of them, I think. Yeah, it was great. He had a really good game. He looked confident. He played pretty well. In my opinion. And we can look at kind of what he said here. He's obviously saying it's important. It's an important victory, especially after conceding the first goal. We fought until the end. We controlled the game until the last 10 minutes. It's very important for confidence. Exactly. We touched on it already. De Gea stating facts. I think it's unbelievable. the resilience that we show. De Gea on criticism. This would be interesting to see what he says. It's part of football. You have to stay focused, work hard, believe in yourself and the team, and that's what you do. Believe in the manager, in the team, in the staff. And look, I mean, De Gea's been at the club over 10 years now, right? So I think he's not going to be because he didn't start. Let's not forget, he didn't start his career at Manchester United very well, right? He wasn't playing very well. He just didn't look like a Manchester United keeper back then. So he's not going to be foreign to criticism, and no footballer will, right? Like, football's very recency bias. If you have one bad game, you're only as the media paint you as you're only as good as your last game, and he had an unbelievable game, and I think he's good enough to push through. He does go on to say 2 games away from 500 appearances for United. It's an honour to be here. It's a privilege to be in this team. It was great to be in goal today with the team fighting for 3 points. Now, this is actually one thing I want to bring up to you guys in the comments, and I want to get you guys involved. I'm not sure if we can maybe put a poll up as well on because obviously Dubravka, I think, is injured at the minute, but I do want to see Dubravka feature, whether it's in the Europa League or a cup competition. As I say, I'm not sure when he's available, but I want to get a poll, if possible, on as soon as Dubravka's fit, do you play him for the rest of the Europa League, or is he I'm not sure how we can word this, but basically when Dubravka's fit, does he play in the cup competitions? Let's go with that. I want to see what your guys' thoughts are. If we can do that, that would be great. He also goes on to talk about a new contract. So he says, focusing on the game is trying to help the team as much as I can. Of course, I'd like to be here for more years. So we'll see what happens in the game future. I'm really happy here. Now, I think, look, I don't see him I don't see him past this season. So I reckon he obviously is Manchester United's number 1 this season. I wouldn't be too angry with him being Manchester United's number 1 next season. I think, I just wouldn't be surprised if this season and next season he's still the number 1, but then past that, I just think hopefully Ten Hag's still here. I just think someone else will be brought in, a younger goalkeeper who's better with their feet, a more modern one. What did I just say then? A more modern keeper, personally, I just think. Bless you, Charlie. Enjoy your content, but you make me feel old when you keep turning phrases on their head like I thought being broken was bad. Yeah, no, that's maybe that's. I mean, to be fair, I'm not. Obviously, I'm not sure how old you are, Glenn, but I mean, I'm 25. I'm not a young pup in this game anymore. I'm compared to some people in the chat, I've probably got 10 years on them. I'm probably, one of the veterans now. I mean, I'm not 25. I feel like 55, but no, yeah, broken. I mean, it can be either way, but I'm sure. I mean, you understood it either way. So that's all that matters. I think, at the end of the day, in my opinion, how the game went, and obviously we could. Let's not forget, we can touch on Rashford, the Rashford incident as well. I think the fact that the Rashford goal, and look, I said this in the forum again, I don't see how that is a handball. Obviously, the handball rule is constantly changing, right? It almost seems like on a game to game basis. I just don't get it. I don't. As I say, like, one thing happens. What was it? The Arsenal-Liverpool game where Gabriel, was it Jota, kicked the ball at Gabriel and it literally hit his hand. It literally hit his hand in the box, and it's not a handball. But then when Rashford, I don't know who is it, Tarkovsky? Like, the ball kind of ricochets and he's just jumping in the air and it does hit his arm, but like, I just don't get it. I don't understand. And it bugs me so bad because the rule seems to change so much that we can't keep up. I can't keep up with, the reasons, and Mark touched on it on Twitter and probably in the watch long as well. The officiating in this league is diabolical on a weekly basis. And this is what it shouldn't be, right? The game after the game, when the game's been played and it's all said and done, the game shouldn't be then spoke about because of a refereeing decision or a VAR decision or something. The game, in my opinion, should be spoke about. Oh my God, you remember that goal, that pass, that how good was it? There was 8 goals in this game. It shouldn't be the fact of this handball one week, this handball the next week. There's 8 minutes been played on when there was only, there's meant to be 10 or something. There's always something with the referees, and I understand that refereeing is, probably a lot more difficult than I give it credit for. Even at the level that I used to play at, the non-league level, refs, there was actually at one point a period in time where refs just didn't want to ref games because they were just getting so much abuse, which I don't condone. But yeah, it's just so many rules are constantly changing with handball especially, and I just don't think it's. I just don't understand, and it's so hard. It's so hard to put into words. I think, in my opinion, I don't get it. The rules have changed significantly for the game at the last 30 odd years. I mean, yeah, look, rules are constantly gonna evolve and change, right? I mean, the core aspects will always, kind of be there, but things are going to change because different aspects of the game are going to be kind of exploited, and it's weird. Like, I even saw a was it a article or something about the possibility of them testing. I'm not sure if this was, in the foreseeable future, but them testing like a 60-minute football match to and it's great because the ball spends so much time out of play, something to do with that, which is absurd, right? Like, how can you change a 90-minute match to a 60-minute match? I mean, I don't understand. But to obviously kind of round off on this handball point, I just think so many things after the game. We've won that game, right? And we're all happy as a community, as a fan base. We're all buzzing that we've won. But I just think, there's still talking points that we could have won that game, or it would have been dead and buried when Rashford scores that goal. I remember seeing it, the first replay, and on the first replay I saw it, it genuinely didn't look like it didn't look like he hit his hand, and I'm shouting at the TV like, it's not even his hand, it's not even his hand. And then the next replay, I'm like, oh, I did hit his hand or his arm, sorry. But yeah, I mean, look, it is what it is. At the end of the day, we got the 3 points, which is all that matters. I feel like I'm doing an interview, but yeah, there's so many different things that are just constantly changing, guys, and I just can't keep up. I can't keep up. I'm changing sport, going to rugby. No, I couldn't do that. I just couldn't do that. But we have got a few last comments from De Gea on Ronaldo. Actually, he brackets Ronaldo has never been in this situation, being a substitute. He's on about before, but the way he works, trains, and takes care of himself is amazing. That's why he scored today. He helps the team. He showed that he is a great player. I mean, I'm sure he showed he's a great player before today, De Gea. But no, look, I mean, look, he. A lot of people. I feel like this is another thing which you can kind of speak about all day, is the fact that the fan base is so divided on Ronaldo. And I think, again, I can't remember who it was, but someone said it perfectly on here before, that you can't really have a adult conversation about Ronaldo because someone's either wanting to wind you up and say, that he needs to go, or, you can't really have a debate or discussion about, why Ronaldo should either be doing kind of what he's doing now, and that's obviously sitting on the bench at the minute, or whether it's he should be starting every game. And look, I'm open to both opinions. I think if he, he played well. He played well in the Ammonia game. Didn't unfortunately get a goal, but played well nonetheless. Was vital to, I think it was Rashford's goal, making that run. Definitely should have scored, but it is what it is. It happens. And I think the fact, I think he was it was a shame he didn't start yesterday. But then I'm sure, with Martial injured again, what does Ten Hag do now, in your opinion, guys? Does he? Obviously, I'd say Ronaldo will start against Ammonia on Thursday, as we said. But on the weekend, I think we play Newcastle on Sunday. Does he then go and start Rashford through the middle? I'm so happy I'm not the one making these decisions, because it would honestly be something to worry about. I think there's don't get me wrong, I think Ten Hag is dealing with the pressure of the Ronaldo situation very well, because the pressure will mount up very, very, very quick. And I think the fact that we're not actually doing that bad in the league, and kind of that situation, that it's not amounting to anything at the minute. But as soon as we could lose 2 or 3 games in a row, and the media will immediately get on, or circulate around this Ten Hag Ronaldo, and make it an issue, because it 100%. And I think, as the kind of title is insinuated, what we need is the United players praising the Ten Hag ball, as we've been saying, guys. Ten Hag ball is in full effect, and we're going to go and smash Newcastle. We're going to go and smash Ammonia. I don't know who we've got after that, but yeah, we're gonna win the league. No, I didn't say that. We can't do that. No, but yeah, we can also, the last comment, De Gea, on what Casemiro brings, his experience, his immense experience. He has won everything. He is calm on the pitch, even after the mistake on the first goal. He wins the ball all the time. He helps the club a lot. Look, we can round it off on the Casemiro point, because I do think his game does go underappreciated. I think it's unbelievable. I think even just before he passed the ball for Ronaldo's goal, he actually lost the ball in that situation and then won it back, I think. And then obviously plays the ball to Ronaldo to score. And it's little things like that. I just think he's going to be pivotal this season, and then obviously the seasons after that. I just think he's going to be an unbelievable player for us. I'm very, very happy that we have acquired him, and I'm sure he will take us to the next level. Newcastle ain't no pushovers. No, I know. Oh no, I'm only joking. We could quite easily go and put a stinky performance and lose that game, but you never quite know. But actually, one thing I do, because a lot of people in the chat have been saying this, is the James Garner obviously came on for Everton. Looked okay. Obviously, nearly scored at the end. De Gea having to keep the ball at the back of the net. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. A lot of people saying it's weird to see him playing in another team's shirt, which it is. It's always weird to see someone else playing, but no, I think someone else playing, or one of our old players playing another shirt. You know what I mean? I just think, yeah, he played okay. I think he definitely could have done a job this season as a. But look, if he didn't, he was going to be a rotation player, in my opinion. Obviously, with Casemiro being brought in, Eriksen being brought in, he wasn't going to get in over those two. Obviously, Bruno ahead of him as well, and then you'd have to put McTominay, or Ten Hag's going to put McTominay and Fred over him as well. But he could have done a rotation job. Maybe he didn't want to do that, and Everton are the club that he wouldn't have had to move too far away. Maybe he still lives in Manchester. I don't know. He just goes over to Liverpool to play. But yeah, guys, look, I think we can end the stream there. I think at the end of the day, it's great to see a positive win, a positive performance, and obviously Ten Hag ball is in full effect, as I said. But guys, appreciate you sticking by. Appreciate all the friendly comments. I love you lot. I love you lot very, very much. If you're not already subscribed, please do. And also hit that like button, please. Now we've hit 1.5 million subscribers. We're only going to keep going, going to keep striving for more. Yeah,